Hey guys, today I thought I'd do a review on our Disney trip. By now all the vlogs have shown, and you can probably tell that we had a blast. If you can ever do Disney, do it. It was just amazing. It was a huge financial sacrifice for us. And a lot of people have asked, like, how could you afford it? Da, 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 da. Basically, bill for Disney was $3,800. That included our dining plan, which we had free dining, and we upgraded to a dining plan that gave us a little bit more. Our hotel, which we paid for 2 rooms at Pop. Tickets for 5 days, and that's our hotel, our food, and our tickets. Yeah, that's everything. So that was $3,800. We paid another about $300. I think it was like $317 for Halloween party tickets. The Halloween party tickets lets you get in the door at 4 o'clock until midnight. So it's pretty much like a day, which is a little bit more than what you would pay if you add, like, because if I had added on a day, it would have been like $50. But the Halloween party was just amazing, and I'm so glad that we paid for it. Long story short, if you saw our vlogs, you're realizing, okay, you didn't stay at Pop. There's a lot of issues the first day, and we asked to be moved. So we actually got upgraded to Art of Animation. We stayed in the car suites, and if we go back to Disney again, we would stay there. Art of Animation, if you have little kids, was amazing. It's totally in-your-face Disney. The staff knows that, and they're definitely kid-friendly, and just amazing. If you can afford to do it, totally do it. The Little Mermaid rooms are often excluded from deals, but the suites aren't. Suites were huge for a vacation room for a few weeks. We had 2 bathrooms. Jeff and I had our own room and bathroom where we could close the door at the end of the day. There was 2 other beds, and Ellie had her pack and play. So typically we would do 2 kids and 1 kid, and that's just how we did it. It was amazing. We loved it. The only thing that wasn't great about Art of Animation was our mousekeeping kind of sucked. Like, you see all the videos where they do the cute towel animals, da 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 da. My husband even made one with our dirty towels, and they didn't do anything. So that is something that we didn't really like, but it wasn't anything with Art of Animation. It was just housekeeping. So people ask, what would you do different? What would you do the same? Definitely stay at value. We would never stay anything higher because we weren't in our rooms. We're definitely going to stay with what's the cheapest version for us. We would not stay at the All-Star value resorts because the buses were insane. They always had 3 resorts that they were trying to smush into 1 bus, and it wasn't like they like over accommodated for it and gave you like 2 or 3 buses. No, it was like 1 bus, just like every other place, and people were always like jam-packed waiting. And by the end of the day, the last thing your kids want to do is wait. Hell, in the morning when they're excited to get to the park, the last thing they want to do is wait. And then be crammed on a bus like that every time, no thank you. We would never stay at All-Star resorts unless we had our own car, and still I don't think that we would. We would never stay at Pop again, and nothing against Pop itself. That resort is huge. We were placed in an area that we paid not to be placed in. We paid for preferred room. We were stuck in the 80s. And when we first got put there, we were not put in a room that had a connecting door. And by our family size, that wasn't like a request. It was a you have to. It took them 2 tries to find us a room with the connecting. And when you're taking kids back and forth, luggage back and forth, not cool. Art of Animation, their customer service was amazing. If they didn't know what they were doing, they told you, and they called and they got it figured out. cannot say enough good things about Art of Animation. So we would definitely stay at Values or whatever. Definitely would run a double stroller again. We rented from Kingdom, liked them, had no problem with them. They were able to pick it up at Art of Animation. It comes with a free rain bag and a free parent console, which we relied on big time. And it was just awesome. And you get free grocery delivery, which was nice because we had water and stuff like that delivered to the resort. So we would definitely do a stroller rental, and we would probably do from Kingdom again. What else can I say? We would definitely do more pin trading. That was a really cheap, affordable souvenir, and the kids loved it. I wouldn't get a pin or a lanyard with the big thing hanging on it again. It was too heavy for the kids, and they got sick of it. But they loved it, and all the cast members that have the pins are amazing with the kids. 1 second. The penny press machines, total cheap souvenir, would totally do that again. Gift cards. We threw a kid's birthday party. We had about $1,200 in gift cards that we received from family and friends. Never would do that again. We ended up coming home with $500 in gift cards to put towards our next trip. We had, up until the last day, we had spent about $700. And that was with us, literally, we never told the kids no. Jeff even got a hat, I got a nice hoodie. We just didn't spend money, and I was shocked because I really thought that we were. And I mean, like, we spent $80 at Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, another $60 at Pirates League. We did the ears, which were like $18 to $20 a piece, plus embroidery, which was like $3 or $4. And all those things we wouldn't do again. So that's like $300 if my quick math in my head is correct, $250, somewhere around there. So we spent next to nothing, and I don't think that we would ever again. I honestly think if you want to go for a family of us, I would suggest bringing about $125 per person, and that's to cover your tips, that's to cover souvenirs, that's to cover extra activities. I just don't think that we would need any more than like $600, and I would maybe buy a little bit more because I honestly see us going to Disney year after year after year. Sorry, I've been dealing with the kids in and out. So basically, we would stay at Values. We would definitely run a double stroller. We would do affordable souvenirs like the lanyards with pin trading. The penny presses were such a huge hit, and they're everywhere, and the kids totally love them. Autograph books. I would definitely do autograph books again. I would do one for all 4 kids, and I would do something that was a plain notebook where you just open up to the next page. I would pin the page that we last left off at and just open it up and let the kids take turns. 4 photo books with all the different changing the characters was just a little bit too much. It was a beautiful idea, and if you're patient, then that's fine, but we wanted just to like go and ride rides and then take breaks to meet characters, and when you're having dinners and all that stuff, we think it would be easier to do the 1-page autograph book, and those 3 things will be our main souvenirs next time. Next time when we go, I would give each kid about $100 in gift cards and say, this is what you have to spend. There wasn't a ton of stuff that they don't already have or that's not in Disney Store, and they knew that, and they spent their money wisely, and they honestly didn't care. Like, every now and then we'd want to go into a shop, or like if Trevor and Jeff were off riding a ride, I would take the little ones into a shop and stuff like that. And me and my husband both said next time we would rather have more clothes for us. Like, we both got a nice sweater. He got a hat. I would want more like Christmassy stuff. I got some Christmas decor and stuff like that. But all in all, spending money wasn't a huge thing on our list like I truly thought that it was going to be. We loved the meals there. We did mostly breakfast. We have discussed if we did Disney again, we probably wouldn't do the dining plan that we bought. We would honestly probably do more of a quick service snack type thing. We didn't like stopping to have a sit-down meal and stuff like that, and we killed so many of the good ones. The only ones that we really want to go back to are Ohana. We would do Chef Mickey's again. We didn't do Ohana this trip. We would like to do Be Our Guest for dinner, We would like to do Coral Reef if I could get the kids to eat seafood. But yeah, other than that, I don't think that there was many more that like we felt like, darn, I wish we could have done that. We just weren't into the eating thing. We truly loved the quick service meals were fine. We ate at Be Our Guest, we ate at Casey Junior's, we ate at a place in Epcot. Epcot was the only place that like I would want to eat at like Via Napoli or something like that next time, because we weren't really in love with the portions and the food at the countries because we have picky eaters. Animal Kingdom, we didn't like their quick service, so we would probably do like a breakfast that day or something like at a resort or something like that, and then go to Animal Kingdom. Or maybe we would do like breakfast at Tusker House next time. That would be an option. Hollywood Studios, we ate at Mama Melrose, and that was really good, and we would eat there again, and that was probably our favorite meal. And if you go there, we learned some tips and tricks along the way there, but that'll be coming up in a dining review. Magic Kingdom, we ate at Cinderella's Castle, which was lovely, but we would never do it again. It was once in a lifetime thing for 2 table service credits. It was beautiful the way that we did it, because we did Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique before. Then we went and had pictures done, and then we went and ate there, and all the princesses were there, and Aubrey was dressed up, and Casey was dressed up, and Trevor was actually dressed up from his pirate thing. So it was a beautiful day, but it was one of those, like, I don't think that we would spend 2 table service credits there again. So dining plan, not sure if we would do that again for the table service. We may do something like, and T-Rex, we loved T-Rex, that was really good. So we might do something where we paid out of pocket for like 2 meals, but then we would look at the menu and see if it made it worth it. Because like this time when we added or upgraded our dining, it was only a matter of like $400 or something like that. So if it's something that cheap, most of the places will cost you that much. Or if it's a matter of you're going to pay $250 or $400, and $250 is you paying out of pocket, spend the $400 and then you have a lot more food options. Food at the Art of Animation food court was great. It was fine. It was great for Jeff would often go and have a meal at the end of the day, and me and the kids were stuffed and we wouldn't. We did end up, because my husband and I were so afraid of not having enough quick service credits, we actually left with like 3 to spare, which kind of made us angry, but I don't know. So dining plan was pretty cool. We wouldn't do park hoppers. We didn't do park hoppers this time. There's just not enough time. Getting to and from on the buses and things like that, and my kids really enjoyed a lot of the things at the parks and were content, and we would never do park hoppers. We thought about park hoppers if we went in the Christmas season to see light shows and stuff like that more often, but we wouldn't. What else? We did 2.5 days at Epcot because we had 2 park days there, and then we had the Halloween party. We did 1 day at Epcot, 1 day at Hollywood Studios, 1 day at Animal Kingdom. If we went again, we would probably stay longer. We would probably actually do a flight that left like right after the kids got out of school or something like that, and get there late Friday night, so that Saturday morning we could just hit the road running and just go. We would also not do a park on the day that we left. We didn't this time, and there's just no time. We didn't feel to be able to pack and get your stuff where it needs to be and all that stuff. We got up most mornings 7-ish when they normally wake up, got ready, and left the parks. I do regret not seeing the Magic Kingdom like welcome show, which I wanted to see, but it just wasn't in the cards for us. If you're planning to do that, I would say do it earlier in your vacation, because you do get a little bit more tired. We never came back for naps. Most days we left in the morning and we got back around 6, 7, 8. We left the parks around 6 the first day we got there, which was Magic Kingdom. The second day we were at Epcot, we actually stayed until like 8 o'clock. I was shocked that they made it that long, but I kept asking, let's go. Nobody wanted to go, so we didn't. Our Animal Kingdom day, we left around between 4 and 5 right before the park closed, because it was starting to rain and we felt like we had seen enough there. Hollywood Studios day, we got there right around when the parade started at like 10 or 11, I forget which time. Like we literally walked in and they were starting it, and so it was cool. We got a really good spot for that. And then we stayed that night until Fantasmic. And that day was kind of cool because we did get there a little bit later and we saw the nighttime show, but we felt a little bit more, I don't know if it was Hollywood Studios itself or what, but we just felt more relaxed in that park. And like the next day I was talking to my friend that went with us and she said the same thing, like our legs didn't hurt, we didn't feel tired. Like it was kind of a cool park like that because there's just a lot to see and you're not like rushing. Our Magic Kingdom day, we got there like 9 and we stayed until 9 or 10 after the electrical parade, and the only reason we didn't stay for Wishes is because it was pouring. Our Friday, we just kind of hung out. We had a breakfast reservation at 1900 Park Fair. We went back to the resort, kind of rested a little bit, and then we went to the Halloween party right at 4. We were there, 3:45, something like that, and that was a lot of fun, and we stayed until 11:30, 11:45. That was a blast. Rides were walk-on. It was awesome. And then Saturday morning, we packed up and we went to Chef Mickey's, and that was a little bit rushed, and I didn't like that. And I would never do any reservations, parks, or anything on the last day. I would make it so that you can pack yourself up at your leisure, get your stuff to Bell Services, and then go to Downtown Disney or something like that. We had a 6 o'clock flight out of there, and we had to be back by 3. So there's not really a lot of time, and I would probably honestly make it so that we had like a 4 o'clock flight and we basically packed up, had some lunch at our resort, and then took the Magic Express to go home. Magic Express was awesome. I would totally use Magic Express and the bus services again. If you ask my husband, he says no. He hated waiting. He hated waiting for the buses. He hated waiting on the buses. He hated some nights, like there was one night I was holding Ellie the whole ride home and I was standing up and it was so packed and my arm was like this. Like my friend was sitting below me and she was holding my arm because it was shaking so much because it was just trembling. So we may drive, we may not next time. Not really sure. I don't know if I'd want to wait in like the lines to get into the parking and then get on the tram and all that. And getting a stroller on and off was kind of a pain in the butt, but it is what it is. We did Downtown Disney the first day and the last day. We would definitely plan a day where we did Downtown Disney and had more time because we were very rushed each time we went to Downtown Disney. I liked our scheduling. I wouldn't do the nap thing. We didn't need it. Ellie was a bear by the end of it because she was out of routine and stuff like that. But next time I would probably wear her during the day when it was her nap time and let her fall asleep. But we'll see. What else can I tell you guys? We truly enjoyed it. We are park people. We are ride people. Next time we go, I will plan smarter now that I know how it's going to work. Trevor and Jeff went off a lot and it made me, Casey, Ellie, and Aubrey wait a lot because Aubrey was really afraid of rides. Casey did a lot, but so next time I will plan it because Trevor liked the characters, but I don't think that like he cared as much. So next time I would plan it so that, Jeff and Trevor could go on this ride, me and the other kids will go on this ride, and we'll meet somewhere in the middle and things like that. So that I'm not sitting around as much because I had a breakdown on Thursday because I felt like I was just sitting with a stroller the entire time and I got upset and I'm like, you know what, now that we know, we'll plan it totally different. But we're definitely ride people. We're definitely like go hard people. We didn't feel tired. We didn't feel fatigued. The Sunday when we came home, we were definitely a little bit worn out, but while we were there, the kids had no breakdowns. They weren't tired. They slept really good at night, and we let them wake up when they woke up. We never woke them up, and that was ideal. What else can I say? Order food so that you have water and some snacks. It's nice when they're breaking down. I would definitely suggest bringing like some goldfish, some fruit snacks. I wouldn't suggest granola bars because ours were getting smushed up in our bag. Next time I'll carry a crossbody bag. My husband had a backpack, but I would carry a crossbody bag for their autograph books. Some headache medicine for me, my cameras and things like that. I brought both cameras, my big camera and my vlogging camera, and I ended up just using my vlogging camera for everything. It worked well. We had Memory Maker. I would highly suggest that if you want to be in pictures with your kids. We loved it. You do have to seek out the photographers, but we got some amazing pictures, and don't be afraid to ask for magic shots. Those were a lot of fun. But all in all, we would do Disney again. So much in the fact that before we left, we had a November trip scheduled for 2015. When we came back, we were kind of looking at prices, and I talked it over with my Disney agent, and we realized Ellie would still be free if we went in April during April vacation. Ellie would still be free. We could stay at Port Orleans Riverside, which would be cheaper than Art of Animation. And basically we'll save like $1,200 depending on promos that are released and whatnot. So we actually might be going back in April. We're not sure yet. But if not, we'll definitely be going back in November. I can totally see us going to Disney for the next few years while the kids are younger. They all got something out of it. They all had a blast. There was no fighting, no arguing. I mean, everyone had their cranky moments, but it was just amazing. If you want a family vacation, Disney's the place to go. We don't know if we'll drive or fly if we go in April or November. November we have a better chance of flying. April we have a better chance of driving. Not sure if I want to do a 24-hour drive. But all in all, it totally made it worth it for us to save money. We're definitely more conscious of how we spend our money now. I'm not as big into Christmas and decorating and all that stuff as I was before. I would much rather plop a few gift cards under the tree and say, guess what, guys, we're going to Disney again. So that's my review. Upcoming videos, we'll have a Disney haul, Disney dining video. Anything that you want me to review, ask me down below. I'll probably do a quick review of Pirates League and Viva Boutique. But definitely ask me down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.